And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the grand finals of the Code for Giants Cup number 21. Whew, it's been, again, a bit of a shorter, a bit of a more intense broadcast is what I will say. But now we're here in the grand finals. We're here in our best of 5 and spawning in the top left-hand corner of King's Cove. We have our Brazilian Zerg player, the Blue Zerg, representing the CranKy Ducklings. It is Erik. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the red Protoss player himself, also from the Brazil. It is MasTeR. And if you're in the chat, predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat as we jump into our grand finals. Here we go. You should be quite familiar with these two, MasTeR and Erik. They're some of the best players in Latino America. They face off many times when it comes to these regional events, and they face off once again in the finals. Let's go. And they do trade back and forth. I do not expect a 3-0. I don't expect a 3-0. I expect this to be a more back and forth instead. I expect a game 4, maybe even a game 5. That's typically how things go between the two as they load into King's Cove. King's Cove is a very large map in the map pool. And because of that, we often see a lot of late game on this map as well. We do often see a little late game. It is a little bit easier on this map to secure your natural, your third, and at least on 3 bases. At least on 3 bases. The 4th base is more contentious, that is true, but if you can get your 4th base up and running, then you get your 5th and your 6th. Like the 4th base is kind of typically the big linchpin here on whether or not you can get into that mid game, into that late game. More importantly, we'll see if MasTeR can pull that off. I imagine MasTeR, his goal here would be to get into that 4-base economy to embrace Sky Toss. Until then, Gate expand into Cybercore, standard opener out of MasTeR. Likewise, Erik going hatch gas pool. Nothing crazy yet here. Sorry, it was actually pool first from our player. Later gas is what I should say. So later gas from Erik. Getting into his opener. And Erik, he does move out. He does fan out his Lings. Lings that do fan out. Or maybe just been hatch pool. Sorry, I wasn't quite paying attention. To the opener outside of the late gases. So late gases. There's that hatchery here on the low ground. Lings, they fan out to scout. And MasTeR does attempt to move out. Staying back at home. So he fakes the move out. Basically, he revealed the shade to the Overlord. So the Overlord saw the shade, but the shade was cancelled. Shade was cancelled, it stays home. Basically, this is a way to bait Erik to go for a Ling run by. But Erik, he doesn't take the bait. Now he does see the actual move out of the Adepts. And Erik does confirm. Does confirm as the Adept moves out. Ling is attempted to go in, checking for the 3rd. It's the backup Adept back at home. Gonna be a Stargate opening into Oracle out of MasTeR. Erik back at home, droning. Erik is droning, fast lair on 2 bases. Going to a lair, taking extra gases. Now, Erik, this should just be for Roach play. This should just be for Roaches. Erik, he's very fond of going mutas on King's Cove, so I do expect muta production on the horizon, especially once we get into a 3-base economy. Otherwise, we'll keep an eye on Erik. As the Oracle does move out. 3rd base is being taken, so standard setup here from MasTeR. Again, Stargate opener into 3rd base, into Oracle. It's Erik who I have my eyes on when it comes to his tech, because I assumed it was going to be Roaches, but we don't have a Roach Warren. So this could be Spire, this could be Mutas, or even Hydras. What's it going to be? Spire or Hydra? Eyes are on Erik. I mean, the other option would be like an all-in, but more gases are being taken. Show us our tech. Show us what you got. There it is, Mutas. So 2-base Muta here but from Erik. Bolt move. It's difficult to pull this off here in this matchup. Specifically 2-base Muta, not Roach into Muta, which is a little bit more viable. Easier to get away with. Meanwhile, MasTeR going into his own Forge, into Twilight Council, into Blink. So +1 and Blink on the way from MasTeR. Erik opening up Lingbane Muta. Now, Mutas have a lot of potential if this goes unscouted, but that's going to be a big if here. MasTeR, he breaks out, he's got his Adepts, he's got his Oracle. Erik back at home, he is amassing Lings. Ling speed is going to finish up just in time. Link speed does finish. Erik is going for the third. At the same time, Adepts, they rock up at the natural. And there's nothing at home. Yeah, there's nothing at home. Drones are going to be going down. Erik, he does hit the third. Probe's going to be falling, but Erik, he had no vision of this, and this might just be too much. Erik, he does have those Adepts for a moment, but they shade into the main, and drones are going down. At the same time, so are probes. Erik, he gets 7 probe kills. So far, good defense. He hasn't lost much. Lost 3 drones so far. Oh. Base out the stasis. Nice control. Base out the stasis. 4 Adepts remaining. And Erik, he should hold. He should hold without losing too much more. Did I speak too soon? Oh my god. Losing up to 5, 6. Can we get 7? Can we get 8? Barely not. 7 drone kills, so trading 7 for 7. 7 probes to 7 drone kills. Do get a more even economic trade. Did lose more links though, and Erik, he has yet to saturate his third. His third base is still not saturated. Erik going for another counterattack. Stalkers are amassing. The Spire was scouted. Big scout there for MasTeR. He knows what's going on, and Phoenix is already building up. And we spoke about this. This is why it's so difficult to pull off fast muta play, is because if the Spire gets scouted, what can you do? I mean, there are already Phoenixes building up. The mutas are going to be they're going to be less effective. They're going to be much less effective. As mutas, they shut down the Oracle. Mutas are confirmed from MasTeR. Erik getting into +1 melee. Mutas move out. MasTeR, he's ready. It's up to 2, soon to be 3 Phoenixes. That's more than enough. Now, Erik, he isn't making more mutas. He's only made 5. Only 5 mutas. He is now fixated on Ling production and droning. So Erik, he is aware of his folly, or he's aware that mutas aren't really going to do too much. Not yet. Now, because Erik is investing into +1 air attack, it does mean that he can go back into mutas at any time. So he does have that available. Likewise, we don't yet see any roaches. It's still just Ling Bane. We could go Ling Bane into Hydra. Into Lurker attack. But pure Ling Bane is difficult to pull off against these Protoss armies. Like, Stalkers are just so robust. The additional Phoenixes are revealed. Corruptors now on the way. Getting into Corruptors. MasTeR taking his 4th. We spoke about it earlier, but the 4th base is typically what's difficult to get into. Infestation Pit. Is Erik thinking about going Ling Bane into Ultra? That is more viable here in this matchup. Okay, never mind. Never mind. Hydra then, so it's going to be Ling Bane into Hydra Lurker, not into Ultras. I get excited for a moment. I mean, Dark is very fond of Ultra play in this matchup. I mean, I say very fond of. He does embrace it from time to time, but not here. Not here, not from Erik. Likewise, Corruptors, they catch out the Phoenixes. Lings, they go for the dive. They force MasTeR back home. Ooh, they don't. MasTeR gives up on the expansion. There's the energy overcharge. Lings have to back off. The base is safe. The Oracle does defend, and Erik is in trouble. Erik, he has nothing to defend. To be honest, again, it's been a shaky game here from Erik because of the initial failed muta, and Erik has nothing. There's no roaches, there's no hydras. I mean, even hydras here would not be too effective. And MasTeR, he's snowballing out of control. He is looking to claim that first win in the series. Looking to take down Erik. As he knocks down one expansion, now going for the other. Erik, he's racing back. GG gets called. There's nothing at home to defend. And MasTeR, he will take game number 1. Whew. GG. MasTeR, he does take a lead. And again, MasTeR, he just had a much more solid response. I mean, just scouting, right? He was able to scout, he was able to confirm the Spire, and that was almost game then and there. Like opening up 2-base Muta, it's just so difficult to pull off here in ZvP. A little bit more viable against Terran, just because Ling Bane is more effective against Bio, but Ling Bane, it struggles against Protoss based compositions, against Stalker based compositions, against Gateway armies. GG well played. With that, MasTeR takes the lead, and now we're getting into game number 2. We'll see how Erik will adjust his approach. I'm sure he will, loading into ley lines. Now, ley lines is less macro oriented, it's less late game oriented, less so than King's Cove, so I would imagine that Erik is more willing to go for a more standard opener instead. I'm pretty sure that last game, one of the big reasons why we saw Erik go for 2-base Muta is because he wanted to avoid the late game, wanted to try to get a fast one over on MasTeR. Didn't quite work out there. Didn't quite work out. Now we're getting into game number 2. Let's go. Let us go. Are going to be dropping into ley lines. Again, ley lines is going to be one of the more standard maps in the map pool. Is more open than King's Cove in some aspects, more avenues of attack, more exposed bases, maybe that's a better way of putting it. With that can lead to more aggressive styles. Spawning in the right hand corner of ley lines, we have our Brazilian Zerg player, our red Zerg, representing the CranKy Ducklings down in the series, but again, we expected a back and forth, and we'll see if he can bounce back here and now to make a series out of this. It is Erik. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the blue Protoss player, or the blue Protoss himself from Brazil, leading the series 1-0. It is MasTeR. Good. MasTeR does move out. And is setting up on the low ground. So just gate expand here and decide, of course, standard opener out of MasTeR. Erik on the flip side is going for his own hatch first. It's going hatch into spawning pool into, we expect, the macro hatchery on the low ground. And I don't expect Erik to go 2-base Muta again. I don't expect 2-base Muta. I don't expect to rush into a lair anywhere near as quickly. I'm leaning more towards roach play here from our Zerg player. We'll keep an eye on Erik. Just now taking his macro hatchery, going into his own gas geyser. Again, delayed gases for Erik, which means that delayed link speed. And he may decide to skip it entirely. Meanwhile, MasTeR does confirm the opener, pulls away. Does pull away. Erik takes his third. Again, essentially, in a way, double expanding, delaying his queen, droning, and just setting up. Nothing too crazy so far. We have a Stargate opener here out of MasTeR. Going for a Stargate. From here, MasTeR is most likely going to his Oracle, into his third expansion, into a standard setup. Okay, there we go. There we go. Into our standard setup here. Sorry, just fixing some audio issues. But otherwise, we should be good. we're settling in. So there's no crazy like early gases, there's no crazy fast lair, unlike the previous game. This time we're just droning, pulling out of gas, getting to link speed, most likely into roach play towards the mid game. Looking for any other deviations outside of just our standard setup. MasTeR moves out. As he moves out, takes his third. Again, Oracle opener into his third base. Likewise, MasTeR rotates. Looking for another way in. Erik, he's keeping up. Again, Erik, all he has to do is just keep up with the Adepts. Keep up with the Oracle. So far, so good. Erik, I expected a roach swarm by now, but he's just been droning. He's just been droning, so no roaches for the time being. No extra gases either. Being quite greedy. Defending with the bare minimum. There it is. Roach swarm now on the way. Any longer, and we may have seen potentially even just laying Hydra. But there's no early Evo chamber. Gas is now being taken. Now, from here, as he takes all 6 gases, this should still be Spire play. It should be roaches, and Erik, he is very fond of going for a Spire as a follow-up. Doesn't have to get into mutas, but he will have the option to, if he sees an opening. Oracle coming in on the right. Does it the natural. Spores in position. Likewise, Adepts on the left-hand side. It's going to be 6 Adepts. So our standard 6 Adepts timing. If you recall last game, this is what got 7 drone kills. This time, MasTeR does not find a way in. Oh. MasTeR not committing. Lings, they coming for the surround. Nice catch. A nice catch here on the Adepts. Gets 2. Barely. Sorry, gets 1. 1 Adept went down. Lings, they can't collapse on this. Claiming another. And another. Nice control there by Erik. Following this up is going to be plus 1 on Blink. So stand follow up here out of MasTeR. Just Stargate opener into plus 1 on Blink. Likewise, Adepts are shaded to the mineral line. Ooh, they get 4 drone kills. Nice damage here from MasTeR. Erik, now that he's got his lair, he's working on his upgrades. He is not going for the Spire. We do see that MasTeR, he's blindly going for the Phoenix. Again, this is because Erik, he's known to play into Spire a lot more often. And MasTeR, he's blindly getting ready for it. So blindly getting ready for mutas that aren't coming. We can see it's going to be an infestation pit, so this could be the first sign of Hydra lurker tech. As this leads into the hive. If that was the case, though, we would have gotten plus 1 range. Curious. They hit the 4th expansion. MasTeR commits across the map. Looks like he will force a cancel. Yeah, Erik is not quite ready for this. Was in the middle of expanding. No Ravagers. No setup. Does force a cancel. I assume. Yeah. Does force a cancel. Likewise, diving on the Stalkers. Not the worst trade here from Erik. Bleeds out a lot of Lings. Infestation pit is now done. Here comes that hive. Now, I assume that alongside the hive, we're going to be seeing lurker tech, but there is no Hydra Den, there is no lurker den. The hive, what's it going to be for? Are we actually, if we get into plus 2 melee, are we going to go into ultras? Plus 2 melee, that is true, but plus 1 range as well. We'll see. We'll see if he goes for a delayed Hydra Den. He also steps forward. Nice pickles here on these Stalkers. Yeah, better engage from Erik. Does punish MasTeR. As MasTeR is forced back home. He is forced all the way back. Ooh. Likewise, punishing these roaches. Erik here overextends. Yeah, it's Erik's turn. It's Erik's turn to overextend. Bleeds out a lot of roaches. MasTeR, he will punish. You have more Lings building up. Erik struggling a little bit here. Yeah, those are expensive losses. Likewise, remember, Erik, he was denied the 4th base earlier, and the win condition for MasTeR is to kill the 4th, to bring down the 4th. Erik trying to dive in, but there's just so many stalkers. Erik catching out a couple of stray units. The expansion, it's going to go down. Massive pickoff. That's what MasTeR wanted, and he got it. He got the expansion. Erik is being forced into an all-in. Erik is being forced all in. The hive is now done. From here, he can get into Adrenal. But the pure Stalker here is overwhelming. Ooh, Stasis goes off. Stasis does go off. Erik, once again, doesn't take the best fight here. Picks up a couple of Stalkers. Not bad. Does catch a couple of them. Better trace towards the end for the Zerg. There's Adrenal. Adrenal has begun. Erik, he did double expand. Now he has a 4th base. He's somewhat maintained himself. Basically, Erik is 3 base all in. Erik, he's been at 66 workers for a long time. Now he just loses 6. Oh god, brutal losses. He can't afford this. He cannot afford these losses. As Erik, he's on a low economy to begin with. And he commits. He does commit. Brutal Storm to the face. The longer this goes on, the better it is for MasTeR. Yeah, massive Storm with the Banelings. Oh god, the storm! He eats the storms! Clem, calm down! Takes all the storms to the face. Banelings rolling in, but they do not trade well against Stalkers. Stalkers, they hold the line. Banelings, they do get into the mineral line. Not bad. Massive connections. 20 workers go down. Erik forcing his way through. But the Oracles will punish. I mean, Erik does get 21 probe kills. But remember, Erik, his goal was to kill. And he didn't quite. MasTeR getting a 5th expansion. Likewise, so is Erik. Erik trying to rebuild his Lingroach Ravager. Erik, he drones up somewhat, getting up to 72 workers. 3.5 bases. Droning up a little bit further. Okay, Erik. He's droning up. He's trying to get out of his all-in. Zalse do hit to the 3rd. Another expansion's gonna go down. Ay. Oh, bit of miscontrol there. Mismovement from MasTeR. But the Zalse get into the mineral line. Drones are going down. MasTeR is just pulling Erik apart. Erik, he just cannot keep up. Not with those Zealot run-bys. Is gonna get some kind of damage though. A couple of probes go down. Erik pushing out. Again, Erik, he's all in. Like, he's been so incredibly all in this entire game. Where he just has to take these fights. And he's doing it. He's pulling it off. Goes to the 5th. Lings, they distract the reinforcements. Expansion's gonna go down. Otherwise, nice snipe. Both players on 4 bases. Erik Lunas is mining. Lings are finally dealt with. Erik pulls away. MasTeR, he had... Okay, I was going to say he had Storm and High Templar. He still does. Still has those Storms. Is lacking Immortals or Colossus or... I was going to say Archons, but Archon production has begun. Will help quite a lot against this. Erik does take another Storm to the face. Busts into the natural though with his Lingroach. He's breaking through. Oof. Takes some more Storms. Nice Biles. Ooh, takes down 2 White Templar with the Biles. Very nice, and he does break in. He breaks into the natural. Erik is pulling MasTeR apart. Busts into the natural, takes down 23 probes. Going for the production. And just keeping the main army busy, going for the High Templar. He gets the high energy High Templar as well. Gets 1, gets 2. Again, Erik just trading. Just buying time. Takes down the Cyber Core. Focuses down the final Archon. And it is going to cost Erik his army, but again, he's kind of bringing MasTeR down with him. As Erik has already been committed. Taking the high yield gas geyser. Does transfer over, maintaining that income. Has one high tempo left. Archons are exposed. He's gonna get both. He gets 2 Archons, tries to go for another, will get it. I don't think he can quite get the final Archon though. It's gonna be close. Yeah, won't get the final Archon. Erik here overextends, bleeds out a lot of units here. That was not as worth it. Not this time. Has to pull away. Pulls away. Nice around with these lings. Erik getting whatever damage he can. Again, it's very, very intense, very chaotic. MasTeR on 62 workers, so is Erik. Erik taking another expansion, expanding towards MasTeR. Getting to +3 melee. +3 melee almost done. Upgrades are about to kick in. MasTeR's been stuck on +2. Storm is going to be a big factor coming into that next fight, but MasTeR doesn't really have much support for his army. A handful of zealots, a handful of stalkers. The army is lacking. Erik once again going for another counterattack, another run by. Takes a brutal storm to the face. Kites back though. Yeah, he kites back. A better concave, better arc. A nice storm in the roaches. But Erik, he dives in. He does focus on the high tempo one after the other. And Erik, he will surround this army. He doesn't. He surrounds. GG gets called. Whew. Erik, he takes the fight. And he claims the game. GG. Oh my god. Very, very intense game there. Very back and forth. MasTeR at one point, he was denying the 4th base time and time again. Erik, though, he was double expanding. He was able to barely get into a 4-base economy. He was able to maintain himself, maintain his all-in of just pure Ling Roach Ravager. He was teching, true. He was taking into a hive. That was just for upgrades. That was just for Adrenal. That was just for +3 attack. Just to make sure he was able to at least, you know, maintain some semblance of an advantage when it came to his army with those upgrades, and GG. Whew, GG, well played. A very intense game 1, very close in the end, very clutch, and Erik does take a lead. Oh, sorry, Erik does tie things up, and now we're getting into game number 3. Getting into game 3. Whew, let's go. I'm just stretching, but oh my god. And again, it was an intense one. Very, very close there from Erik again. Just basically playing on a knife's edge the entire time. He was losing drones, losing bases, losing hatcheries, taking some rough fights as well with his roaches, especially early on. But he did recover. He kind of dragged MasTeR down into the mud with him. A lot of it did come down to the counterattacks. It came down to whether it was the Ling round buys or, more importantly, the Roach Ling round buys. The Roaches did allow for Erik to actually break through certain front doors. We even had that big dive, if you remember, with the first Baneling attack, where the Banelings got into the mineral line and killed 21 probes. That was also, I would say, kind of the big deciding factor where Erik actually was able to get a better fight in his favor. Up until that moment, things were looking quite dire for Erik, I will say, but that push towards the 3rd base, sorry, that push towards the 4th base, and him killing 21 workers, that brought him into it, brought him into the game. GG. GG, well played. With that, we're now getting into game number 3. It's going to be on Amygdala. As a reminder, the grand finals are a best of 5, so we still have plenty of games ahead of us. Still have plenty more ahead of us, plenty more to come. And we'll see who takes the lead in the series, whether it goes the way of Erik or that goes the way of MasTeR. Let's go. Okay. As you can hear the beeps, the lobby is made. We are loading into game número 3. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Amygdala, we have our Brazilian Zerg player, the Red Zerg, representing the CranKy Ducklings. Oh, tying up the series 1-1. Not an easy game. It is Erik. Easy as all. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the Brazilian Protoss player, the blue Protoss, being forced into a tied series. We'll see if we can bring it back. It is MasTeR. Here we go. Whew. So we're getting into that next game, into game 3. We do see Erik going for, I believe this was a 12 pool. I believe initially a 12 pool here by Erik. 12 pool with the drone across the map. Now, this, I believe, should just be for a hatch block. Lings will be aggressive, don't get me wrong. They're going to be applying pressure, but Erik, he should be expanding behind this. I don't think this is going to be an all-in. 12 pools, they're macro builds, back. They're macro builds. I mean, there are 12 pool drone pools, true. That is a more all-in version, where you can pull the boys and you can try to wall up this area. And speaking of, there it is. There's the wall. There's the hatchery. Lings are moving out. We can see Erik attempting to expand. We'll be able to. Meanwhile, that hatchery is kind of forcing a big reaction out of MasTeR. He does pull 7 probes off the mineral line. He chronons out the first zealot. There's that hatchery on the way. And it's on Erik to keep the Protoss at home. Ooh, it does cancel in time. Does cancel, pulls away, and from here Erik is droning. As we mentioned, this is meant to be a macro build. This is trying to force an overreaction out of MasTeR, delay the Nexus, deny mining time with all these probes. Again, you can see 4 probes off the mineral line, and from here Erik is droning. Ooh, but can he get this around? Oh, not quite. Yeah, second zealot has arrived. Lings, they commit to the fight. This is not a fight that he can win. He will get 1 zealot, and then we'll get 1 probe. There we go, 2 probe kills, and MasTeR holds. Erik kills 2 probes. From here, backs up, taking his macro hatch, droning up. So the game will continue. Now the question becomes, did Erik do enough damage? MasTeR currently has a worker lead. He does have a worker lead, does have a worker advantage, but Erik's natural is faster. MasTeR, his own natural just began. Erik's is about to finish. So in that sense, Erik, I would say, is in a better position. It isn't just that MasTeR's natural and his saturation is delayed, his tech is late as well. Remember, the Cybercore and Gateway have been done for quite some time. There's no Stargate, there's no Robo, there's no Twilight Council, not yet. All of that tech was delayed because of the opener, because of the response. From here, Erik double expanding, or in a way, throwing down 2 hatcheries, getting his 3rd, and building up from here. Now, when it comes to the first wave of aggression, I'm curious to see how many queens Erik is going to have. It is going to be a Stargate opener from MasTeR, moving out with the Oracle. It's going to be up to Erik to minimize losses. Ooh, as MasTeR commits a shade, he gets 1, he gets 1 drone, gets 2, very nice pickoffs. Again, doesn't look like a lot, but 2 drones this early on is massive, considering how low the economy is for Erik. Adepts, they both survive. See MasTeR shuffling his Adepts around. Ooh. Despite that, does take another hit. Shades into the main. Gets 1 more drone. So he's gotten 2 workers in total so far, and now he's getting a 3rd. Barely not. Erik with the spores. Whew, we'll lose another drone though. That's going to be 4 drone kills in total. But the spores should finish in time for the Oracle. At this point, both spores should complete, and now we can just reposition, 1 for each base. Oracle moves out. And there's the repositioning. As Erik, he hasn't droned out of this yet. He's still droning, still saturating. Oracle dives in. Doesn't get a drone. Erik, he does scout the 3rd, is aware of the expansion, and he is amassing some Lings. Ling's speed is about to finish. Erik, he pulls out of gas. does pull out. Likewise, I mean, the problem here is that because of the 12 pull opener, like Erik, he hasn't stabilized yet, is the problem. Like, he has yet to stabilize. 6 setups to move out, and this 6 setup aggression, it can work wonders. It can do a lot of damage if Erik isn't ready for it, and I'm not sure he is. He needs more lings, needs more queens. There we go, 12 lings in production. MasTeR shading in. Going for the queens. There we go, does come into the shade. Lings that were ready for it this time. Yeah, Erik, he will shut this down. That was not the shade MasTeR was hoping for. He gets one drone. Just one. He gets one drone that is not worth it. MasTeR will lose everything, and now Erik is time to counterattack. He's going out towards that third base. Again, that was a very clutch moment. MasTeR, he thought there was an opening. There wasn't. From here, Erik is droning. He's now getting his third base up and running. Okay, Erik, he has made it through the early game. That 6 adept aggression was what I was most concerned by coming into this game after the 12 pull, and Erik, he got past it. He got past that first big hurdle, and now he can get a 4th base. He can fully saturate on 3 bases. Now he can tech up. Layers on the way. Evo chamber. From here we can go into mutas, we can go into spire, we can go into hydras or roaches. Erik has options, so he does double back. Two transferring workers, not bad. Meanwhile, Oracle into the main. Doesn't get much done. More lings are amassing. We were waiting for the tech. Layer is done. It's going to be Ling into Hydra. We have +1 melee on the way. So Ling Hydra into Lurker tech from the side of Erik. He's getting up to 3 base saturation, taking his gases, double expanding, getting his macro hatcheries or his bases up and running. And based on this infestation pit, it does feel like it should be Lurker play and Lurker tech, but we'll see. In the last game, we did see the Hive only for Adrenal and +3. It depends on whether or not Erik saturates his 4th, as he is somewhat droning. Yeah, he's droning up even further. Stalker's APEC in. He's going for the 4th expansion. So get a decent setup here. Stasis. Oh, massive stasis. Oh, good. Stasis goes off and Erik is in trouble. Building up more lings. Takes down the cannon in the mineral line, but just gets the 1. And the base is going to go down. Massive pickup. 4th base is full. There's the recall. Erik, he did double expand. So he still has another expansion. Still has another base. He at least does catch a pylon, gets a stalker. There's that Lurker tech that we did mention. So Ling Hydra Lurker out of Erik. MasTeR does get the revelation off. The storm is done. Jesus, Storm is already done. Now, before Erik gets into Lurkers, there's a window. There's a window in time where MasTeR can abuse that. We can break Erik. Erik forcing out storms, getting on top of the High Templar. He gets 1, he gets 2. Oh, Jesus. Oh, my. He gets every single High Templar. Oh, my God. That was crazy. It was impressive, but was it worth it? Because, sure, there's no High Templar, there's no storm, but there's still a Stalker army. Erik has to fall all the way back, building up more lings, completing another Hydra. Transfuse. 30 lings in production. MasTeR is going for the kill. Yeah, may have lost High Tempo. Doesn't need them. Doesn't need the storms. Takes down the Hydras, the Stalkers, and MasTeR. He's done it. He has broken the back of Erik. Again, that was a crazy fight that Erik took, but in the end, it just was not worth it. And MasTeR is snowballing out of control. These lings, they're trickling in, they're just not doing enough. Stasis goes up. And Erik, he will lose the 3rd. He'll lose the 3rd and lose even more than that, as Erik just cannot muster up an army to deal with this. Not anymore. as the back has been broken. More Hydras getting picked up. Again, Ling Hydra is just such a fragile army composition and it needs momentum to really work. Not like this. Not like this. Sure, the Lurker Den is done, but we never got into Lurker Tech. We mentioned that timing, that window that was available, and MasTeR just dove through it. He dove through that window. It was wide open. No Lunkers. Not here. Not this time. That's leaning forward once again. Boys are being pulled. Taking out another 11 drones. And where those reinforcements, here they come. That's what we've been waiting for. Just extra High Templar, extra Zealots. As he busts into the mineral line, GG gets called, and MasTeR, he will take a lead in the series at 2-1. GG. Whew. Oh my god. GG, well played. Again, Erik, he did get past the initial 6 adept aggression, but he did not get into the mid, or he wasn't able to maintain his 4th. Remember, his 4th base was killed. His 4th base was killed, was sniped by the Stalkers. We had a brutal stasis going off, so Erik, he was just unable to defend, unable to hold on, and unable to really get into his own Hydra Lurker production. He was almost there. He was almost there, but alas, there was that window, there was that timing available to MasTeR, and was able to make great use of it. GG. GG, well played. With that, and MasTeR, he is 1 game away from claiming the series. Erik, he's up against the wall. He has to fight back here and now to force the ace match. The pressure is on Erik. I would love to see an ace match, regardless of how this turns out, regardless if this goes the way of MasTeR or Erik. I would love to see a game 5, but we'll see. We'll see if Erik can bring it back. Here we go. It looks like our players, they need a moment. They need a minute here after that game to take a breath, which is understandable. Do you need a moment? I see that could have been a disaster, for sure, for sure. As expected, close fight. I mean, again, I'm hoping for an ace match, but again, we'll see. The pressure is on. Whew. And again, hope you've all been enjoying the broadcast here so far tonight. Again, do apologize for me being a little bit down when it comes to the energy. It's just, not a lot of sleep. Not a lot of sleep. I can tell you that right after this cast, I'm going straight to bed. As we have another cast tonight, as a reminder, later on in the evening, we are going to be live with the Rex March Madness qualifier. Who signed up for that? Rex March Madness qualifier. As Rex Taiwanese caster and player is organizing an event this month. Yo, the signups are brutal. We got Björn, we got Rogue, Cure, Jumi, Skillless, Nikita, Trigger. Really good signups. And again, that's going to be later on tonight. Later on tonight. So do look forward to that. As spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of the frost line, we have our Brazilian Zerg player, the Red Zerg, representing the CranKy Ducklings. Down in the series, the pressure is on. Can he fight back? Can he force the ace match? It is Erik. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the blue Zerg player, the blue Protoss player, the blue Protoss from Brazil, leading the series 2-1, 1 game away from claiming the series and becoming this week's Code for Giants Cup champion. It is MasTeR. We go. I'm so shocked that Erik took that fight earlier where he killed all the High Templar. That was crazy. Killed like 4 High Templar. That was insane. Wasn't enough. I mean, that was also the beginning of the end, because Erik, he committed everything to kill those High Templar. Did get them, but did cost him the game. You could argue that it was a lost cause regardless. If the army had moved out with Storm, it would have been a similar outcome. But it's still an impressive fight nonetheless, as we're getting into game 4. So far, we do have our hatch first. It's going to be hatch pull into gas. So delayed gases here from Erik. Again, getting into faster gases isn't really as necessary in this matchup, just because there's a little bit less use for it unless you're going for an all-in. So delayed gases out of Erik. Droning up and setting up back at home. MasTeR does pull away. Getting to his own Stargate. MasTeR was called Major back then. Major was Juanito. Major was special. If you're familiar with special, that was Major. MasTeR, he is a newer player. MasTeR, he debuted during the COVID era of StarCraft, but MasTeR has always been MasTeR. MasTeR, he debuted back like in 2020. So MasTeR, he's a younger player, much younger player. He's like, I want to say he's like 19 maybe, much younger. And we're going for the all-in. I noticed the queens, I noticed the lings. Erik, he's going to be waddling across the map. He's going to be flooding with lings behind this, and Erik is committed. Erik did just make 4 drones, so I'm a little bit confused. Erik, he's getting spores back at home as well. We'll see what Erik can accomplish with this. As lings are moving out, we have a boy as well. We have a drone. And Erik is droning. Erik, he's droning. He does expand. Erik, this is a fake out. He's gonna spread a creep. Yeah, he's gonna cancel. He's gonna cancel. He's gonna spread a creep. Gets 1 tumor. Gets a second just in time. So Erik, he's just trying to move out to spread creep from across the map, backwards even. Let's go. Yo, we're gonna set up a spore. We're setting up a spore as well. And what's the spore gonna do? It denies the Oracle. It denies the Revelation. Okay. Yo, this is an old school build. Okay, now into Spine. Now into Spine Crawler. Lings, they attempt to surround. Oh, shield batteries within range. Gets 1 Adept. Shield battery not enough. Lings, they're buying time. Do we have a transfuse? We do! Transfuse pops off. There's another transfuse available. Erik, he kites back. Ah, but Erik, is he being broken? He is. The Spine Crawler is just a little bit too late, as the first queen is gonna fall. And can we spread creep? There we go. The creep is spreading. Let's go. MasTeR just try to force his way in. Takes down the spine. Takes down the Spine Crawler. Cleans up more of these tumors. Erik, meanwhile, going into +1 melee. So I appreciate the attempted setup here from Erik, but unfortunately is denied. It's going to be denied. Looking for another way in. Like that, MasTeR getting across the map. Oh, going for the queen. Doesn't quite get it. Erik, he's trying to drone up. Now, after that failed aggression, Erik, he's in a worse position. He's trying to drone, trying to saturate, but the droning is late. It's late droning, late saturation from Erik. He's not in the best economic position. He does need more time. He needs more time. MasTeR is building further up. Not giving him that time. Here we go. Here comes the push. This time with Blink. Blink is finished up. Erik, he's just now droning. He's just now droning. 12 workers just popped out. Lings, they come in for a counterattack, but the oracles will defend. Like, one oracle is all that you need here with the shield battery. Lings, they're catching reinforcements instead. Very nice catch. Blink is not yet done. It's still 5 seconds away. He gets one. He gets 2 stalkers. He gets 3. 3 stalkers go down. Sorry, 2. The final stalker did escape. Yeah, MasTeR is pushing in. But Erik, has he bought enough time? Pile's not quite connecting. 20 Lings in production. These are some rough losses. Erik bleeding out roaches. Oh my god, Piles don't connect. There's a stasis behind this. Stasis is baited out. Not bad. He baits out the stasis trap. Lings across the map, catching out another stalker. Barely gets one. Another Ling run by, another Ling counterattack. But that stalker count is looking terrifying. It's a massive stalker army. Lings, they still catch more reinforcements. But the roach army is lackluster. Erik is trying to mass out more roaches. I mean, the larva is limited here for Erik, throwing down more bases. Making whatever he can. Lings are coming from behind. And Erik is holding. He is holding on with the help of the queens. He forces back the stalkers, but he's running out of Lings. MasTeR blinks in. Takes down another roach. Takes down another. Start blinking back. Does blink back. Black really well against these roaches. Trades well. Gee, these are just brutal losses for Erik. Some of the bows do connect. Finally, we get some connections. And we can see MasTeR is not quite reinforcing. He's keeping his stalkers back at home, working towards storm, working towards charge. Looks like Erik should be able to maintain himself. Should be able to force this back. Even coming in for the surround. Nice catch, picking up more stalkers. Erik holds. Erik, he holds on, but MasTeR, he wasn't reinforcing. Again, just now pushing out with extra stalkers. Jesus, he's still committing here. I assumed he was just gonna back up, get a 4th base, and tech up, and he is in a sense, but he's not staying back home. He's pushing out once again. These Ling Ramais have been quite effective here from Erik so far, but he needs more from them. And he does slip in. He gets into the mineral line. Falling further back into the main. Gets a couple of workers. Does distract MasTeR. MasTeR, he's distracted. Losing 7 probes in the main. But Erik is still doing whatever he can here to just keep his head above water. To survive. He's trying to live that. He's trying to. MasTeR, he does try to slip between the bases. Runs into the queens. And queens will hold their own. They take down one of the oracles. Nice catch there from Erik. Erik, he is finally going into... Oh, let's go! If you remember, we read ultras like twice so far in this series, and it just wasn't ultras. This time, we finally get there. It is going to be ultra from Erik. Can he get there, though? As he's still a ways off, bleeding out roaches. At the same time, Lings are harassed across right-hand side. Storm is ready. MasTeR defends. He shuts down the roaches. Now working towards Skytoss, fleet beacons on the way, Stargates, Robo. MasTeR does feel very comfortable on this 4-base setup. The aggression has subsided, that is true, but MasTeR is pretty secure. Right now, cannons, shield batteries, ready with those High Templar. Erik, now trying to commit in. We've seen this before. Can he get into the mineral line? We saw this on ley lines. That's a lot of storm though. Yeah, it's a lot of storm. The first one gets baited. Erik, he pulls back the baitings. Zoning back the High Templar. Again, he wants that mineral line, ideally. Takes down the first pylon. Again, baitings to make their way into the mineral line. MasTeR does pull away in time. Baitings, they do not get in. But now he's going for the High Templar. Up! He sees an opening. It doesn't get there though. High Templar, they survive. Storms, they pop off. Roaches, they break through the Stalkers though. And Erik, he's pushing in. He does push in at the same time. Massive Stalker counterattack. Ooh, Lings, they get on top of the Stalkers. Erik, he's barely holding on. He barely busts into the mineral line. High Templar go down and probes as well. But across him of the base walls. And MasTeR, he kills the expansion. He defends back at home. He kills 15 workers and the 4th base. Erik now in a rough position. As MasTeR, he's getting to Skytoss. And MasTeR, he preserves the mineral line. That's what's important here. The economy is still solid for MasTeR. He's on 80 workers. Motherships on the way. Carriers are on the way. Yes, Erik is getting into Ultras, but Ultras, they don't shoot up. I mean, Roaches don't shoot up either. No. Erik does slip into the natural though. He walks in. MasTeR races over. Does try to race over. Black Bat's getting pulled apart. Nuddling run by. The cannons are gonna buy some time, at least for a warp in. Roaches, they get into the mineral line. Probe's gonna be going down. MasTeR is getting pulled apart here. Having a really hard time splitting up his army. As he will bleed out to 12 workers. 13, 14, 15, oh my god. 15 probes go down. Do we get a revelation? Oh, we do. There's a revelation here for Erik. Trying to say whatever he can. Ultras are revealed. Again, still very chaotic. Without Immortals or without a heavy Stalker count, these Ultras, they're gonna break through. There's the recall. Recalls the carrier. And with the help of the carrier, MasTeR is gonna hold. He shuts down the Ultras. There's 3 Ultras left. They waddle away. Again, the supplies are still close, but there's no anti-air. Spires in production. Oracles, Overlords, Ultras, they try to break through into the natural, but alas, MasTeR is in position. He's in position, he defends. We get Roaches in the main. Archer's pylon! Oh! Oh, what a mess! Depowers everything! Depowers the Stargates. Okay. Erik, he hits the mineral line. Probes are going down. Denies the carriers. Erik, can he pull this off? He will get the expansion. The Mass Ultra, it's kinda working. Kinda. Yeah, Ling Ultra collapses on the ground army at least. Ultras, they can't make their way into the bases, but Lings do, and GG gets called. Wow, Erik, he does it. He pulls MasTeR apart just barely. And Erik, he will take the game and tie up the series 2-2. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Honestly, if MasTeR was allowed to make those 2 carriers, if those 2 carriers in the main base finished, I think MasTeR wins. I think he at least defends the natural, but maybe he would have still lost the 4th to the Ling Ultra run by. Maybe that still would have gone down. It was still very close though. Still very close, very intense. Erik, he was just hyper aggressive. He was hoping he could just keep MasTeR at home, and he did. It worked out. He pulled it off. Did pull it off in the end, and we're going all the way to the ace match. Whew. The only way this could end really is to go to game 5. That's all we want. That's all I wanted, Bobby. All I want, just a game 5. We got there. And we'll see who walks away as a champion, Erik or MasTeR. Let's go. Let's go. So players are setting up, and we're getting ready for that final map. Oh god. As the final map is going to be Neon Violet Square. Oh boy. This I am less certain of, I'll be honest. This is the largest map of the map pool. What were the vetoes? I guess yeah, we vetoed some of the smaller maps instead. I mean, Abyssal, right? Abyssal Reef was vetoed. True. Got rid of Abyssal. Got rid of Ultra Love. Whispers of Gold as well. So some of the more extreme maps. Some of them, not all of them though. Neon Violet Square is going to be an interesting one. As Neon Violet is the largest map of the map pool and known for longer macro games. I do feel like Erik's aggressive nature and aggressive style is less effective on Neon Violet Square, so we'll see how he approaches this. I mean, I would have also said it's less effective on Amygdala and Amygdala as well as Frostline, but hey, did pull it off on Frostline. Did barely pull it off. So we'll see if we can do it again here on Neon Violet Square. Just catching up on the stream. Mate, those ultra counterattacks were crazy. Crazy, pal. Okay, there we go. We do have our players, we have our map. Casters are getting ready. We will soon jump in. But yeah, Neon Violet Square is going to be an interesting one. Just because, because it's a large map, it's easier to take more bases, to maintain and to defend on your 5-base setup as well. Unlike on some of these other maps, it is very defendable here on 5 bases, more so than Frostline. As we saw on Frostline, one of the big weaknesses of Frostline is because of how spread out the bases are. Very spread out bases, spread out expansions. Can be very difficult to defend your fringe locations, and here it is easier to do so. It is easier to pull that off here on Neon Violet Square. There you go, you can hear the beeps. This is when we like Night Soul or something crazy like that. I mean, that could work, maybe. Maybe. What haven't we seen so far out of Erik? We haven't seen successful Muta play. This is a good map for Mutas. True. We could see Roach into Muta from Erik. That would make a lot of sense. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Neon Violet Square, we have our Brazilian Zerg player, the Red Zerg representing the CranKy Ducklings, tying up the series and forcing the ace match. We'll see if he can go all the way. It is Erik. For the CranKy Ducklings. And spawn. What does he stand for? He stands for endurance, righteousness, intellect, and kangaroo. He's crazy. He's an animal. He's Erik. In the top left hand corner, we have the Brazilian Protoss player, the blue Protoss, being forced into the ace match. We'll see if he can bring it back. We'll see if he can survive the aggression of his opponent. It is MasTeR. Here we go. Now again, welcome one all to Neon Violet Square. Neon Violet Square is the largest map of the map pool. You have your defendable natural. What makes this more defendable is the ramp. There's a ramp coming into the natural base on Neon Violet Square, so it's much more easier to defend, to hold on to. Likewise, there's a pocket expansion available as a 3rd, 4th, or 5th base. It is available at a later date or a later time if you require, as it is a very defendable location. Likewise, the 3rd and 4th base or these other 3rd and 4th base locations are much more secure. They're right next to each other as well, so it is easier to rotate back and forth to defend with them. and it is a little bit more difficult to really engage into. Because of that, your 3, 4, 5 base setup here on Neon Violet Square is easier to maintain. The 6th base is more difficult, whether it's the southern 6th base or the gold base, it can be more difficult to hold on to. Speaking of gold bases, Erik, he's not going for the gold, but he is double expanding. Okay, it's going to be hatch, pool, hatch. Let's go. Hatch first out of Erik, so hatch, pool, hatch here from our Zerg player. Gases are delayed from Erik, but not for too much longer. It's going to be a gas following that 3rd hatchery. But regardless, a greedy opener from our Zerg player. And you can get away with greed on Neon Violet Square because of the rush distance by ground and because of the defendable natural. Greed is expected on this map. We also expect MasTeR to cut corners as well. I would not be surprised to see a faster 3rd. We go. MasTeR does pull away. It is going to be a Stargate opener. Regards for IBC schedule. Stargate is on the way, so Stargate opener into Oracle, potentially Void Ray instead from the side of MasTeR. We'll see. We spoke about cutting corners, we spoke about greed earlier, and Void Ray opener into like Fleet Beacon, into Fast Tempest or Fast Carrier is not unheard of on this map. So that is always something in the back of Erik's mind when it comes to whether or not his scouting is denied. That's what could be coming. But there it is, no Void Ray, Oracle first. Oracle first, Erik, he does slip behind the mineral line, but he will be found out. The Overlord is zoned away. MasTeR just Stargate opener, Oracle into a 3rd. So standard setup here from MasTeR. He doesn't go for the Pugger base yet. Again, ideally you want to save this for a 3rd or 4th or even 5th expansion. Do you want to save it? You know what, Erik taking another expansion and going for his roaches. Again, a very fast 4th base for Erik, but you can get away with it on this map. It's all about greed, all about cutting corners. Oracle dips in. No major damage yet. So Oracle is zoned away. Meanwhile, that's a Twilight Council with a Robo. I don't see a Forge. Without a Forge, this could be something more aggressive. This could be Glaives. Could be Glaives. Could be early Blink. It's an early Blink aggression. As we have our Gateway Explosion, what do you have for us? Are we going for Glaives or not? As MasTeR is going to be the initiator here. He's going to be more aggressive early on. Prism's on the way. Jesus. He has taken gases, so I'm not leaning towards charge. What do you have for us? Wait, are we going for Temple Archives? That's an option, true. That's viable. Lair from Erik, again to go for the safety Roach Warren, laying roaches are amassing. Twilight Council's done, yep, he's going for the Archons. Okay, so it's going to be Charger Archon out of MasTeR. We're going for a delayed Archon drop. Now, speaking of delayed Archon drop, this Temple Archives is late. Typically, the way you want to line this up is for the Prism to move out across the map, and by the time the Prism gets across the map, then you can warp in Archons here outside of the main base. But again, the Temple Archives is a little bit delayed, so it's not fully lined up. As you can see, we're waiting for the Temple Archives, we're waiting to warp in. And this is going to help Erik when it comes to his setup here. It does give him some extra seconds. He's actually scouting towards the south, and he does get eyes on the Prism. So big moment here for Erik. I mean, he already saw the... yeah, he saw the Robo. Does confirm. Claps on the High Templar. Oh, and they're going to be saved. Nice control. MasTeR does save the High Templar, but at least Erik is aware of the Archon drop. Now he's building up his roaches. You can see he's pulling back those Overlords. Doesn't want to lose them unnecessarily. And the Prism's moving in. Now against this Archon drop opener, Erik he is going into Roach Hydra, not Roach Muta. So getting into Hydras. Sorry, yeah, getting into Hydras. Oracle towards the top side. Prism moves out. MasTeR once again blind Phoenix. This is because Erik he is known to go into Muta play, as we said at the start of the game. So MasTeR he's blindly going into into Phoenixes just in case. Just the one Phoenix. That is designed to deter Muta play. Meanwhile, behind this double Immortal production, oh, that's going to be a lot of Immortals here from MasTeR. He's building up a death ball of an army. No Blink Stalker, it's going to be Charged Out Archon Storm Immortal. A very dense, very intense army composition here from MasTeR. What does Erik need? Ideally, Roach, Ravager, Hydra into Lurker tech. Without Lurkers, it's going to be a tough hold. Going for a Doom, he's crazy! Going for a Doom drop. Okay. Overlord speed is done, drop alerts are coming. And Erik, he can try to dive into the main base. We'll see if he can get away with it. As MasTeR is getting ready for his own push. Phoenix is revealed, we have some Spine Crawlers on the way. Oracle does see the move out. Nice revelation. Gets eyes on the Hydras. Drop Lords are not revealed. You can see Erik splitting up his army. Shows the Hydras here to the main army of MasTeR. Oh! Oracle goes down. Did he notice? Did he notice what's going on? Contaminate on +1. He did not. No warp in. Where's the warp in? Where's the warp in? He's ready at the natural, not ready at the main. And we're going for the upgrades. We're going for the production. At the same time, Erik knocking down those rooks, pushing towards the 4th. Denies +1. Ooh, snipes the Templar Archives. Very nice snipe. Remember, there's no blink, so this army can get away. He's going for the High Templar. He gets 1, he gets 2. Takes down both High Templar. Main armies do clash. Storm here on the main force. Better fight for MasTeR. But here in the main base is in control of the Zerg of Erik. Depowers everything in the main. Fights back. MasTeR does not have enough to push. And Erik is pulling MasTeR apart. Yet he wants that Immortal. He's so close. Can he get it? He can. He will. Immortal goes down. There's that recall. From here, Erik pulling back into the main. Further in. And MasTeR just can't keep up. Erik, he now finally moves out. He pulls out of the main. Pushes towards the 4th base. MasTeR, he just recalled. He just recalled to the natural, so MasTeR is out of position. Storms are somewhat ready. Storms being wasted on these lings. Archon morphing in, that was the final storm, and Erik, he's done it. He's done it. He breaks through the defensive line. GG gets called. He pulls MasTeR apart with the Doom drop. He was crazy, Pappy, and Erik, he will claim the series 3-2, becoming this week's Code for Giants Cup champion. GG. Whew. GG, well played. A very, very intense series. Went all the way to the H match, which is what we expect between Erik and MasTeR. But a very wild play there from Erik. Again, I was concerned when we saw the Oracles revelate the army. I was like, ooh, I mean, this Doom drop is not going to work out. But Erik, he peeled off those revealed Hydras. We saw that MasTeR, he moved in with the Oracle to scout the main army. He saw the main army. He missed the Dropper Lords. So because of that, MasTeR, he was ready with Storms. At the natural, he was not ready in the main. And that drop into the main base won Erik the game. It won in the game because, one, he was able to deny upgrades. He sniped the Templar Archives, so no more High Templar, and he was able to hold on to that ramp. At the same time, he was distracting MasTeR while also engaging on the left-hand side as well. And MasTeR, he was just being pulled apart. He was forced to recall as well, which exposed the 4th, and again, he was just torn apart left and right. GG. GG, well played. And with that, congratulations to Erik. GG, well played. My condolences to MasTeR, but again, MasTeR fought very well, and Erik can be a very tricky player to play against. Very tricky, very difficult. As he is, I mean, we even had the game on Frostline where he went proxy hatchery to spread creep in the center of the map. Like, that was crazy. That was crazy, bro. That's crazy. Oh my god. Regardless, well played to both players here, and with that, Erik, he will claim the win. With that, we're going to be wrapping up here for the day for the broadcast. Switching our scenes over, we do have the rest of our schedule. Bam, here we go. We have our weekly schedule. This has been updated from last night, and we have some extra events. We have had to shuffle some things around though. So from the top, we just wrapped up with the Code for Giants Cup. Later on tonight, we have the Rex March Madness. What is the Rex March Madness? Rex, he's a Taiwanese Zerg player. He's a good friend of the stream, good friend of the channel. Rex is a great guy, and Rex, he's hosting his own tournament this month. He's hosting his own tournament, the March Madness, and because of that, Rex, he is holding the qualifiers tonight. The qualifiers for his event are tonight. We do have some invites. When it comes to those invites, give me a moment. The Rex March Madness. He has invited the best players in the world. He's invited Clem, Shin, Solar, Hero, Max Pax, and Zaun. Very, very high quality invites there from Rex. And of course, there are going to be some players making it through the qualifiers as well. So the qualifiers are tonight. We're going to be covering that in English, of course, here on the channel. Tomorrow, we have the Tenacious Total Tussle. That's going to be in less than 24 hours. That is our bi-weekly Open Cup. Later on, we have the Kung Fu Cup StarCraft Evolution Edition. That's going to be Thursday evening. That is some more StarCraft Evolution. If you're curious, that's going to be always a fun event. Likewise, on Friday, we have the Thermal 2v2 Cup replay cast. The Thermal 2v2 event was over the weekend, and we're going to be going over those replays here on Friday. Saturday is going to be the podcast. Usually the podcast is on Thursdays, but this week we have Kung Fu Cup. We have some other events going on, so we have moved temporarily the podcast to Saturday instead, and on Sunday we have Sparkling Tuna Cup and Host Masters Cup as well. The Host Open as well, Sunday morning. If you're curious, what is the Host Open? The Host Open is a Brazilian monthly tournament. It's a monthly event, so we're going to be covering that as well on the channel. So there's plenty of content, plenty of StarCraft. We have at least one event a day, and on the days that we don't, or on the days that we only have one event, I'm able to stream. So I should be streaming on Friday and on Saturday, so there should be some ladder sessions there. I won't be having a ladder session or personal stream today because of the Rex March Madness. I'm gonna pass the hell out. I'm so tired. I'm gonna get some rest. I'm gonna get some sleep. So I'm gonna try and rest up, and I'll get some food a little bit later, and I'll be well rested for the March Madness. I don't want to be fatigued for that cast, not at all. So I'll be there for Rex. And yeah, we have a full week ahead of us. A full week of StarCraft. It's gonna be amazing, gonna be beautiful, I'm sure. Likewise, this month we also have the Star Zagora qualifiers. Unfortunately, it looks like we won't be able to cast the Star Zagora event. We did inquire about it, but it looks like they only want one English stream. So one English stream, they're not opening it up to community casters for the qualifiers. So that's going to be covered by the main English broadcast, which means we have more time to ourselves. Let's go. Which I'm okay with. Again, March is meant to be a little bit leaner. April might be looking a little bit different, but I'm looking forward to it. So with that, thanks for watching. Thanks for the support. We do appreciate it. We're going to be heading off here for the time being. I hope you all enjoyed yourselves. And again, we're going to be back at 9 p.m. KST. Sorry, 8 p.m. KST. That's going to be 10 p.m. AEST. That is going to be in 9 hours. In 9 hours time, we're going to be live with the Rex March Madness qualifiers. We have some high quality, we have some amazing signups there. We have some amazing players. Briefly going over the players in the qualifier. Currently, we have Cure, Ryung, Jumi, Skillus, Trigger, Björn, Mana, Rogue, Geralt, Creator, Nicorect, Hydra, and many others. So plenty of players are going to be competing in those qualifiers, and it's top two. Top two do qualify for the main event. So do look forward to it. It's going to be amazing, going to be beautiful. We'll be a part of that as well. Going to be over on the NA server. So yeah, it's going to be our weekend. It's going to be how we that's going to be our evening. Until then, I'm going to get some rest. I apologize for being a little bit low energy for the cast. Do apologize, just not really too well rested, but I'll do my best to be fully prepared for tonight's broadcast. Be ready for it. Otherwise, we'll see you guys next time. If you want to help support us, if you want to follow us as well, you can do so via social medias, !socials in the chat. You will get a link to to our social medias: Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Discord. All things CranKy Ducklings. We're also on TikTok. We're also on Mastodon and Blue Sky. All things CranKy Ducklings. So do check us out there. Otherwise, you can also follow us and you can also support us on Patreon, !Patreon in the chat. Big shout out to all of our patrons. Without our patrons, our events will not be possible, so thank you so much. You can see our goal under the weekly schedule. Our current goal is $420 USD a month. We are almost there. We already have reached the goal to have a boosted prize pool for Sparkling Tuna Cup. The next goal is for a boosted prize pool for Sea Duckling Open and Masters 1 Open as well. So you can help support our tournaments and help support the scene via Patreon if you wish. Thank you. Thank you so much to all of our supporters. Thank you. Do appreciate it. Otherwise, with that, we're going to be wrapping up. We're going to be wrapping up here for the broadcast. We'll see you guys tomorrow. We'll see you guys this evening or tomorrow for some more StarCraft. Until then, thanks for watching. See you next time. See you next time, papi. Ciao. Ciao. See you next time. Hasta luego.